Hey everybody! So, as you can tell by my little icons I got going on, we're going to talk about Thor and most superhero movies in general. I haven't done one of these vlogs in a while, and I want to do one about Boston Comic Con, but I just don't have time right now, so I'm going to be doing one soon. So, let's get going, and we are going to talk about superhero movies. I'm going to talk about it, and then you guys can comment, whatever. So, BAM! Here we go. Now, Thor was awesome for what it was, which is escapism in its best form. You walk in, you pay your money, you go, hey, I want to forget about my crappy life for a while. And you're like, entertainment. So, casting for this film could not have been better. I think Natalie Portman as Jane was great. She's believably smart because 1, she's hot, 2, she's a nerd, so 3, she's a hot nerd. And she's wicked smart. She went to an Ivy League school. Yay, Natalie Portman. Thank you. And we all get introduced to her in Star Wars. So, well, the Phantom Menace, but, nobody's perfect. Some people are, Scottish. But, please, there should be a little disclaimer. I do not hate the Scottish people. I am simply Irish, therefore there's a little, Scotch, Irish, whatever. I still drool over Craig Ferguson just because of his accent. And, David Tennant. So, anywho, here we go. Basically, it was awesome. Kenneth Branagh needs to direct more superhero films. In fact, I think Kenneth Branagh needs to go talk to DC and be like, hey, I hear you guys are having issues. You only have one good director. Truth. I'm dying. So, he should totally just, go talk to them and be like, I hear you have all these characters there to get no love, but have massive fan bases, and I won't screw them up. Like Catwoman. DC. What? I'm sassy gay friending you. With Catwoman, what are you doing? You're taking a character that all these people love, and you're turning her into someone else? And you made her a whore. Thanks. Just saying. So, Anne Hathaway, you're kind of my hope. Please don't let us down, or I'm gonna have to kill you and burn everything I own that you are in. And believe me, honey, I own a lot of your movies, because my DVD collection might look like a guy picked it out, because I'm looking over at it right now, and I've got, Initial D, Walking Tall, Star Trek, The Patriot, Spaceballs, Hot Fuzz, and Monty Python all right next to each other. Then if you go down to my bottom row that you're not actually really able to see, you'd realize that I've got 27 dresses and Enchanted next to each other. So clearly I've got the Princess Diaries somewhere. Just saying. So please don't make me burn all your stuff and set you on fire. Now, originally what was I talking about? Superhero movies, I know. Anyway, Thor was really good. Chris Hemsworth was really great, and I was sort of nervous for him at the start, because if you ever read anything about Thor, he has the cheesiest dialogue ever. It's just, verily mortal, and whatever. You're like, dude! Not to mention, he's a total douche. So, like a lot of Marvel characters, he kind of has his douchey moments. Agent Coulson was great. It was nice to actually see him as a character and not just like a random, just call a shield. Like, seriously, you had 30 seconds of screen time in Iron Man, but you were still awesome. So, it was really good to see that, and it's nice seeing that actor doing something other than The New Adventures of Old Christine, because I only get 5 channels, and one of them's Lifetime, and they apparently like to air that show. Fun fact, his wife plays Robin on How I Met Your Mother, and their shows run back-to-back to each other on 2 channels that I get. So that makes me kind of giggle. Anyway. Sif was a really great character. I think she was awesome. I kind of wish that I had heard the names of the other characters, because I want to know who the piratey guy was. Who the heck was that with the goatee and the sword? And he was like, no! And he was just a clown and a dork. Who was that? At first, I actually thought it was Kenneth Branagh playing the character, because it's just sort of the comic relief he usually plays in most of his Shakespearean films. For example, if you look up the Alicia Silverstone version of As You Like It, which is actually really good. It's sort of like a 1930s Broadway musical version, directed by Branagh. And I'm a huge fan of Kenneth Branagh. I've loved him for years, and long before fangirls were like, oh my god, Gilderoy Lockhart! No, screw you. He is one of the best Henry V's that ever was, and his St. Crispin's Day speech gives me chills. Seriously does. I love it. Him and Laurence Olivier, two of the best Shakespearean actors I've ever known. Well, I don't know him, but I want to. Just so I can be like, oh, you're talented, and you're British. Talk to me. Because I like accents. So Anthony Hopkins was amazing. I was really glad to see him playing Odin. I thought he did a really good job as Odin. Again, because you can only do so much with a really cheesy script and make it believable without it being cheesy. And I don't know. It was just good. And I loved the use of the quote-unquote last names, where Odin was referred to as Odin Allfather, which in my head I've always read that as the Allfather, Odin. But it worked as two, and then it was Thor, Odin's son. So ODIN''S SONS. SON. I can spell! So, but it was Odin's son, and it could have worked actually as a last name, which makes me think that might be his human alias. I did find it interesting that for S.H.I.E.L.D., like, they even had a warning. It's like, dude, falsified identification! And they're like, take him! Semi-spoiler alert. Sorry, guys, I didn't warn you. But for a superhero movie, it was what it was, and it was really, really good. So even just for visuals alone, even if you don't give a damn about the storyline, you pay no attention to it, and you're like, why is the Annihilator from, Justice League Unlimited, the episode Hawk and Dove, suddenly in Thor? Just go with it. It doesn't matter. Really, I thought all Asgardians were blonde-haired and blue-eyed and they're Aryan children. Why is there an Asian dude and a black guy? Just go with it. Just go watch it. Everything gets shot to hell. It's awesome. And for those of you who are actual fans of Norse mythology, can't speak. Hell is not in it, nor is Fenrir, Yggdrasil, any of Loki's children. There is no great tree. They do mention the great tree, though. They don't mention Ragnarok, none of that. So it doesn't really get into the Thor mythology so much. They have Sif labeled as the goddess of war, and they don't actually mention the names of the gods that fight with Sif. But she has some pretty cool lines. She has some really nice one-liners, which is awesome for Sif, because in the Marvel Universe she does. So, well done to you, Marvel! You did a good job. But Kenneth Branagh, will you please go talk to DC and maybe take, like, Shira or Wonder Woman or Canary or somebody really cool off their hands, because clearly you know how to do a strong female role and make her a strong female character without making her a bitch or making her a whore, which clearly DC does not know how to do. Because, alright, fine, whatever. I was about to be like, well, Penny... Oh, wait, no. Penny. There is no Penny. I meant to say Pepper, and I don't know why I said Penny. Anyway, DC has been having issues with it, because Lois comes off as a waif. She's like, you left me and I had a baby, Superman! But without doing that, she doesn't have any sack, and that should make sense to people. So I really want to see a strong female character come out of DC into a film, and I'm hoping that will happen, and I think Kenneth Branagh is one of the people that can do it, if he, either does it in drag, or he directs it. So, go see Thor, it's really, really good, and I am now terrified for Green Lantern, because just from watching Thor and seeing what they've done so far with Captain America, I think DC has just been, told it has a purred mouth and been asked to bend over. DC's probably going to get spanked in the box office this summer. But then again, it's 3-1. We have X-Men First Class, Captain America, and Thor. So, versus just Green Lantern. But I want to hear Poozer.